Uh-oh. It looks like Cardi B did not like that Madonna mentioned her in a recent post when she talks about she was one of the women that paved the way for women like Cardi in the industry to be as sexually as free as they want. Cardi didn't like it. So we got to talk about it. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it's been a while since we've talked outside of everything BravoCon. Thank God now we can talk more about pop culture news, because that's what I love to talk about, everything in pop culture. And I know Bravo's a part of pop culture, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so Madonna posted this Instagram story. And look, we could say a lot of things about Madonna, but she is an icon. She is a legend in this music entertainment world. And she has been one of those people that has been in your face with just being outlandish before all these folks that you see being outlandish on social media and in this industry. So one of the things that she posted in her Instagram story was talking about how she paved the way. And she did so when she wrote a book 30 years ago, talking about sex and things like that. Well, she said this in her Instagram story, and then we will talk about what Cardi B took to her social media this morning to address. So Madonna says this: 30 years ago, I published a book called XEX. In addition to photos of me naked, there were photos of men kissing men, woman kissing woman, and me kissing everyone. She says, I also wrote about my sexual fantasies and shared my point of view about sexuality in an ironic way. I spent the next few years being interviewed by narrow-minded people who tried to shame me for empowering myself as a woman. I was called a whore, a witch, a heretic, and the devil. And then she ended it off by saying this: now, Cardi can sing about her WAP. Kim Kardashian can grace the cover of any magazine with her naked ass. And Miley can come in like a wrecking ball. If you saw the music video, for those that didn't, if you watched the music video for Miley Cyrus, she's literally naked on a wrecking ball in that video, okay? She ends it off by saying, you're welcome, bitches, and then puts the clown emoji. Well, apparently, Cardi B did not like the fact that someone that she looked up to mentioned her and called her a bitch and put the clown emoji. And here's the thing, and I'll say this before I get into what Cardi B is saying. When I first saw this, I was like, facts, because I grew up with Madonna. I remember how people, the church, literally, I'm surprised that Madonna wasn't canceled before she was a huge artist. But she really did pave the way for people to be themselves, both male and females. I feel like she's paved the way for a Lil Nas X to be Lil Nas X, openly and free and gay and doing the things that he does on TV. No, I don't think anyone would take that away from Madonna. Well, Cardi B took to her social media this morning and she was not having it. Okay, so Cardi posted this. And she posted her own receipts. So she posted receipts of how she paid homage to Madonna, and captioning it this. She says, I literally paid this woman homage so many times because I grew up listening to her. She can make her point without putting clown emojis and getting slick out the mouth. These icons really become disappointments once you make it in the industry. That's why I keep to myself. And then she posts this conversation below. And she says, it was an old interview. And she says, I met my real life idol, Madonna. I can't even believe I performed at her event and it was the most meaningful performance ever. She explained in an Instagram post in which she is peeking out through a torn sheet of white paper along with Offset and Quavo from Migos. I grew up with my mom listening to Madonna for hours. I performed Material Girl freshman year in high school, listened to her on all my photo shoots, to have super confidence, and always mentioned her in my interviews. The best part about it is that she was everything I thought she would be, to be a liberal, kick-ass feminist bitch. I'm so happy. So as soon as Cardi responded, of course, people had their opinions. One person said to Cardi, why do all these newer artists throw tantrums over being mentioned no matter what the context is? If this irks you so bad, you would have made it in mainstream 10 to 13 years ago. Please grow up. Cardi responds and says, y'all are ridiculous. I don't give a F who it is. Nobody is going to disrespect me, especially unprovoked. Are you dumb? Then someone else says, Pop Enclave says, did you fail reading comprehension? Damn. She's only saying she paved the way for sexual songs to become mainstream. She never came for you. What are you reading, ma'am? Cardi responds, I know exactly what she said and I understand, but it's about the tone, calling me bitch and putting clown emojis. The F? Another person says to Cardi, y'all can't gaslight Cardi into thinking she was wrong. Madonna implied that the girls didn't give her credit and then proceeded to put the clown emoji. So who is the clown? Cardi responds, exactly. And I'm not deleting Ish. If it was their favorite artist, they would be crying. But since she mentioned the most hated woman on the internet is, yes, take it, suck my D. I said what I said. Another person says, you can't hear tone through typed words. Cardi responds, if I type suck a D, you gonna hear the tone, bitch. I can't with Cardi, man. I can't with Cardi. Oh my goodness. Another person says, you're welcome, bitches. Clown emoji. Don't seem rude to y'all, or we just plain dumb because it's Cardi. Cardi says, laughing my ass off, exactly. Look, this does have a happy ending, and we'll get to the happy ending in a second, okay? So, I get what Cardi's saying. That last part could be why she got in her feelings. If Madonna had just said what she said about these examples of how she's paved the way, no one's going to take that away from Madonna. And no one years from now will take away how Cardi has paved the way for other female artists in the industry, okay? But if you know, and you've been following us when we've talked about Cardi B in recent weeks, I just feel like Cardi is forever reacting to every single thing on the internet. If she had just reacted to this, then I'd be like, okay, she's got to... Look, she has a right to react to whatever she wants to react to. But I just feel like she reacts to every single person on the internet. She reacts to everything in this world that happens. And it's just like, Cardi, take a lesson from Beyonce. And I know not everyone's going to be Beyonce. Not everyone's going to be able to just respond when necessary. However, we do have a happy ending to the story, because I said, let me just see if Madonna has said anything publicly or if Cardi has said anything publicly. And Cardi has. Cardi took to her social media, her Twitter, to say that she spoke to Madonna behind the scenes. She simply says, just a few minutes ago, I talked to Madonna. It was beautiful. Crying emoji. Have a great day and drive safely, y'all. Kissing emoji. So as I'm editing this video and talking about Cardi's response to Madonna and the backlash, but then also the resolution, literally Madonna took to her Twitter to simply say to Cardi B, I love you, Cardi B, always have and always will. Cardi B retweets this and says, love you. I love it when we can have a happy ending, but damn. And it looks like Jason Lee might be the one behind it, because right after that tweet where Cardi B retweets Madonna's tweet, she says, thanks, Jason, with a heart emoji. And if you've been paying attention to the streets, the YouTube streets, I have. There's been a lot of drama around Jason Lee this week, including a petition to have him removed from the board or the voting committee for the Grammys. There's been a lot of stuff, but we digressed. We'll focus on this story alone. So all of that hoopla, look, I don't know if she has Madonna's number, probably not. But there are ways, trust and believe, there are ways to get in contact with people and have those conversations. But you see how Madonna did it? Madonna's from a different era. Madonna reached out to her personally. Madonna could have done what these other social media folks would have done. Went on social media, Cardi, I didn't mean it like that. I love you, blah, blah, blah. But whatever Madonna said, smoothed it over with Cardi. And she probably said exactly what everyone else was saying. That Cardi, no, Madonna loves you. Madonna respects you. Her saying bitches or using the clown emoji had nothing to do with you. Or Madonna probably also said, let me tell you something, Cardi. I've been doing this for 40-something, almost 50 years. I've seen so many things. People try to cancel me countless times. And I still spearheaded despite all of that. What I was saying in that post was, if I didn't do it, these things couldn't happen for female artists. I love you. I think you're talented. I was not trying to call you a clown. If anything, I was calling the industry and them clown and bitches. Look, I'm speaking like I know that's what Madonna said, but that's the way that I took it. But that's the thing about life, y'all. Perception is, I'm not saying that Cardi is wrong here, because her perception of the situation was that Madonna was calling her a bitch and a clown. But Madonna perception could be like, no, I'm calling the industry, the misogynists. I'm calling the people that made me wrong back then bitches and clowns. Maybe. But whatever was said behind the scenes, Madonna did it like a grown woman. And look, we can say a lot about Madonna still, because Madonna, ooh. But Madonna, like a grown woman, reached out to Cardi. She didn't make this an internet game like so many people have been doing lately, and was just like, let me have a grown woman conversation with you. And whatever she said was enough for Cardi B. Happy Sunday, y'all. Guys, I want to know your reaction to all of the back and forth between Cardi B and the internet. Because I'm not going to even say back and forth between her and Madonna, because there wasn't any. But Cardi B and the internet, and your thoughts on this whole situation, and your favorite Madonna song. Let's talk about that below. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.